Slide. Shalom, shalom. Real Hebrew Israelites coming day in and day out to prophesy the downfall of Babylon the Great. Which is America, first off and foremost. I'm going to say all praises, honor, and glory be unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to thee, all the apostles of great millstone, salutations to the elect, wherever you may be. Quick lesson coming through the Spirit. Through the Spirit, this topic just been sitting on my spirit heavily, because this is how I personally feel. Through the Spirit, of course. To hell with Amelek, man. You Khazards, you small hatters with the big nose, all right, that stole that land in 1948. Hey, fuck you, man. And Yahweh Shem Shai is getting ready to judge you for all your fucking wickedness, man. All this bullshit that you're trying to pull now in the media to cover up the fact that you are not the chosen people of the Most High says a lot, all right? Because this is that old hatred, man. You got to understand, Esau wants his birthright. So he thinks by stealing somebody's heritage that he's going to trick the Lord into getting his birthright back. No. The birthright, the promise, was set in stone before the children was born. The Lord said the elder should serve the younger. Esau came out first. Jacob came out second. Matter of fact, let's get this real quick. Taking Esdras 6 and 9. I'm going to start with 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of times? Or when shall the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? Because remember, what was contained in the promise? Jacob and Esau both got to do with heaven and the fatness of earth. All right? But Esau had the temporary one. Jacob has the one that's going to last for eternity. Right? So that's the question that's being asked. And he said it to me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world. So when you see Esau in rulership, the end is near. All right? The end started when Yahweh Shai was walking the earth. And who was in rulership then? The Romans. All right? And Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So what's going to follow? All right? That's the kingdom of heaven, man. That great dominion. All right? Matter of fact, let me get that. Daniel, the 7th chapter. I'm starting with verse 9. Daniel 7 and 9. And I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days, which is Yahweh, did sit, who hair of head, and the hair of his head were like pure wool. His throne was a fiery flame, as wheels as a burning fire, chariot. A fiery stream issued and came forth from before him. Thousands ministered unto him, and 10,000 stood up before him, which are the angels. The judgment was set, the books were opened. I beheld then, because of the voice of the great words which the horn spake, and beheld till the beasts were slain, and his body destroyed, and given into the burning flame, which has to do with Babylon the Great, this whole system, right? And concerning the rest of the beasts, had their dominion taken away, yet their lives were prolonged for a season and a time. All right? And I saw the night vision. Behold, one like the Son of Man came with the clouds of heaven, which is speaking of Yahweh Shai, and came to the Ancient of Days. And they brought him near before him. And there was given him dominion, glory, and a kingdom, that all people, nations, and languages should serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion which should not pass away, and his kingdom which should not be destroyed. So that's it that followeth. That's the kingdom of Jacob, starting with Yahweh Shai, man. That's the one that's going to last for eternity, man. The one Esau has is nothing but temporal. All right. It says the triumph of the wicked is short. All right. Matter of fact, Lamentations 4:22. The punishment of thy iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. Zion, which is Israel, right? It says, he will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thy iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. Edom, Babylon, all right, are synonymous with each other. All right. The daughter of Babylon are you Edomites as a nation, man. All right. And more importantly, this nation you established over here called America. All right. That's your nest egg, man. This is your crown jewel. America the Great, which is really Babylon the Great. All right, because people call America the Great, but really it's Babylon the Great, the daughter of Babylon. All right, so your end is up. All right, and who sits on the throne of Babylon, man? Who really controls it? The people that controls what? The banks, the money. All right. So when Kanye said the Jews own mostly everything, it was correct. All right. You can't call nobody anti-Semitic because they're telling the truth. All right. Let me get this real quick. This is Numbers 24:20. I'm sorry, Numbers 24:18. And Edom shall be a possession. Mount Seir shall be a possession for his enemies. And Israel shall do valiantly. All right? Because this is what's going to happen when Israel gets rulership. Out of Jacob shall come he that shall have dominion. Now, didn't I just read about a certain man getting dominion over all the nations? All right? In Daniel? All right? That's Yahweh Shai. All right? And shall destroy him that remaineth of the city. And when he looked on Amelek, he took up his parable and said, Amelek was the first of the nations, but his latter end shall be that he perish forever, which tells you, which this also tells you and correlates with Obadiah about what's going to happen to all the Edomites. All right, they're going to perish forever. Let's get this. Deuteronomy 25:19. Therefore should it be when Yahweh, all right, in the top tribe of Esau will be Amelek. Those are the ones sitting at the top. Therefore it should be when Yahweh thy power had given thee rest from all thy enemies round about in the land which Yahweh have given thee for inheritance to possess it, that thou shalt blot out the remembrance of Amalek from other heaven, thou shalt not forget it. All right, so it's going to come a point in day, according to Obadiah, when that's going to fucking happen, man. All right. Just one more. Exodus 17:16. Oh, I'm starting with 15. This is spiritual. Matter of fact, I'm starting with 14. I'm starting with 13 because this is going to happen again. And Joshua comforted Amelek and his people with the edge of the sword, which means Joshua got physical, man, with you small hatters. And it's going to happen again. And Yahweh said unto Moses, write this in a memorial in a book and rehearse it in the ears of Joshua. For I will utterly put out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven. And Moses built an altar and called the name of it Yahweh Nashai, I believe. All right. Matter of fact, let me actually look it up in the Hebrew. 17, 15. Let me get the blue line. 17, 15. 17, 15. Yeah, Yahweh Nashai. Yahweh Nashai. All right. And it means Yahweh is my banner. Which a banner is something you hold up when you go to war. All right. And it says, for he said, because Yahweh have sworn that the Lord will have war from Amalek from generation to generation. All right. And the Lord been fucking you people up, man. But it's going to come a point in time when the Lord's going to fuck all you people up. From the head of Esau to the toe of Esau. Which, let's get that in Obadiah, man. See, Esau, your judgment is coming. Because if you weren't the Edomites, if you weren't the Amalekites, who is this man the Lord is talking about destroying? So obviously, you hid yourself under somebody else's identity. All right? You're a vagabond. You're a thief. You're oppressing a man in his heritage. Yeah, you took a man in his heritage, man, and called yourself another man's heritage. All right? Kanye, hey, shalom, brother. Amelek over with, man. It's over with. All right, this is Obadiah. I'm starting 18, 1 to 18. In the house of Jacob, so the same house I talked about in 2nd Esdras, the 6th chapter, Jacob holding that ankle, right? It says, in the house of Jacob should be a fire, in the house of Joseph a flame, because both of the sticks came back together, right? In the house of Esau, for stubble. Who's at the head of the house of Esau? Amalek. All right? It clearly said Amalek was the first of all the nations, man. All right? And they shall kindle in them and devour them. And there should not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for Yahweh has spoken it. All right? Which means what? The remembrance of Amalek is going to be blotted out. All right? It's going to be blotted out, man. There are so many scriptures in the Old Testament telling you what's going to happen to this Edomite. That's why he hid himself, man. Okay? The man is trying to hide from his judgment. You can't. The cat's out of the bag. All right? Yeah, hey, listen, you did a great job being the devil. But at the end of the day, the truth is the truth. All right? The gig is up. The jig is up, man. All right? You don't match none of the prophecies as far as being Israelites. You don't match none of the curses. Like I went into a scripture the other day when I did a couple of videos. You weren't removed far from your borders via the slave trade. But when you look at the slave trade routes, and then you go read Joel, the 3rd chapter, how it says the heathen said we will remove them far from their border. That only fits one nation of people. That didn't happen to you 1948ers. That did not happen to you, man. Hitler didn't round y'all up on boats and send you all across the goddamn country. All right? Not at all. Okay? There's no point in history where you went through the things that the Bible said the Israelites actually went through. When was the last time you were the fucking tail? When was the last time you were the lendee and not the lender? Because you own the fucking banks, man, not us. There's a lot of questions you gotta answer. Then you got these fucking niggas talking about we ain't the Israelites. And may you how about Shimon, I'm trying to destroy a lot of you niggas, man. You guys don't consider what's going on in the world right now, man. You guys don't consider what's going on in the Euphrates River, what's going on between different nations and WW3. You guys don't consider the prophecies that's popping off as far as the uproar of the people, the food shortage, the gas shortage, all this commotion going on in the world. You niggas don't consider that the Bible is real and you're the Israelites, man. All right? Because you are blinded. And like I said, the Lord is doing all this so you guys are held accountable. There's no way in hell you niggas could say, I didn't know I was an Israelite. I didn't know this. Well, I never seen the elders. All right? The fact that so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the biblical Hebrew Israelites, the fact that it's on the media going from one end of the earth to the other, all right, at the grand scale it is now, and you guys should be fucking ashamed for yourselves, all right? And we have brothers in the camp that do language, that preach in sign language, man. They heard the truth. Think how spiritual that is. 2 deaf men in the camp heard the truth. Do you know how spiritual that is, man? That 2 deaf men heard the truth of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai and they go out and preach. You niggas have no fucking excuse, man. But once again, the Lord spiritually blinded you and made you deaf so you couldn't hear the words of the true living power, man. That's something special, man, to really think about and try to consider, man. All right? You got brothers in different countries that look like the different nations pushing the word. Yup, like the brother said, ears to hear and can't hear. Matter of fact, let me just get that. Let me get that. Deuteronomy 29:4. Yet the Lord have not given you a heart to perceive, and eyes to see, or ears to hear until this day. So these are the same niggas that the Lord had to lead around like a fucking dog in the goddamn desert because they couldn't get it. The Lord had to wing them niggas out, man. All right, and the Lord's gonna do it again. You niggas are already winged out. You're part of the fucking 2/3. All right. The Lord had, hey, matter of fact, Romans, you know you gotta get to Romans 11:7. For what then? Israel have not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election have obtained it, and the rest were blinded. So the rest of you niggas are blind. Hey, it says if our gospel be hid, it's hidden to them that are lost. All right? According to as it is written, Yahweh hath given them the spirit of slumber, eyes that they do not see, ears that they should not hear unto this day. And David saith, let their table be made a snare, a trap, and a stumbling block. So let this truth, let these scriptures, all right, become a stumbling block and a recompense unto them. Let their eyes be darkened, that they may not see, and bow down their back always, man. So let them always go the opposite way. Lord, hey, this is a prayer that David said for you 2/3 niggas. Lord, don't let them get it. Hope they don't get it. Let them fucking die and perish, man. And that's what's going to happen to the mass majority of you fucking Israelites, man. All right? Right now, it's just the season for the elect to wake up. And for the rest of you niggas to get marked and judged, man. All right? If you ain't got that mark of exemption, your ass grass. You're going to have that mark of Esau, man. that MOTB, which is coming down the fucking pipeline, man. All right? Because, you know, if the simple fact that you niggas don't believe that we're Israelites means that you niggas are going to be the first in line to take the MOTB. Because you ain't going to know not to. You just going to think it's a part of everyday technology. It's the metaverse. It's this. It's that. All that, man. All right? Shalom to you, Akim, that's tuning in. All right? And the fact is, the Lord is not dealing with a lot of you niggas, man. Even you niggas that call yourself Israelites, man. The Lord is not dealing with a lot of you, man. Okay? Let's get this. This is Job. Now I'm 24, man. Because I was talking about how this man hid himself. The earth was given into the hand of the wicked, right? Fatness of the dew of heaven, the fatness of the earth. Esau had the first one, which is the temporal one, right? All right? And then, you know what? Because I'm about to get it. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Who's the judges that he covered their faces? The Israelites. Look at what they did to the image of Yahweh Shai. They covered that face. Look at the image that they did to the Most High. They covered that face. Look at the image that they did to the Israelites. They covered that face. All right? Because it's his story. He done forged lies through history, man. All right? Now let's get this blessing, right? Now, first of all, through the Spirit, Jacob already had the blessing, all right? It was already that way through the Spirit, all right? And the Lord put the Spirit on his mother to dress him up and things of that nature because by tradition, the firstborn son gets the blessing, all right? But it was already put that way in the Spirit, all right? Now, you got to understand this too, all right? Isaac, when he got his age, you know, his eyes was dim, He was older, all right? He couldn't see that well, all right? So, did Jacob have to do it this way? Hey, it was through the Spirit that it had to be done this way. Although it was already written in the book that the elder would serve the younger, all right? So, let me start with Genesis 27:7. He came near and kissed him. He smelled him. He smelled smell of his raiment and said, and blessed him and said, see, the smell of my son is the smell of the field which Yahweh hath blessed. Therefore, Yahweh give thee the dew of heaven and the fatness of earth and plenty of corn and wine. Let the people serve thee and nations bow down to thee. Be Lord over thy brethren. All right. What did the prophecy say? The elder shall serve the younger. But guess what? Who's getting this blessing right now? Through the Spirit. All right? Because you got to understand, when you got blessed back then, it's stuck. It's stuck all the way to today. That's how heavy getting a blessing put on you from a man of the Lord was. All right? Let the people serve thee, and nations bow down to thee. Be Lord over thy brethren, and let thy mother's sons bow down to thee. Cursed be everyone that cursed thee, and blessed be he that blesseth thee. All right? So that was Jacob's blessing. Verse 30. And it came to pass, as soon as Isaac made the end of blessing Jacob, Jacob was yet scarce gone out from the presence of Isaac his father, and Esau his brother came in from hunting. And here's the thing. This is how you know Esau's a slimy fucking snake. You sold your birthright and you thought you was going to get over on your brother and still get the blessing. So you went back on the contract. All right? You sold your birthright and thought you still was going to go to your father and get the birthright. It doesn't happen like that. All right. And Esau, his brother, came in from hunting. And he also made the savory meat and brought it to his father, and said to his father, let my father arise and eat of his son's venison, that their soul may be blessed. And Isaac, his father, said, who art thou? And he said, I am thy son, thy firstborn Esau. And Isaac trembled very exceedingly, because guess what? Like I said, firstborn son is supposed to get the blessing. So once Isaac put that first blessing out, it was no way he could take it back. It was already through the Spirit. And first of all, it was solidified through the Spirit already. It was written in the book. What the angel tell the mother, all right, that the elder should serve the younger, okay, and she knew that, so that's why she did what she did, all right. It says, where is he that hath taken the venison and brought it to me? I have eaten all before thou camest, and have blessed him. Yea, he shall be blessed. And when Esau heard these words of his father, he cried with a great, exceedingly bitter cry, and said unto his father, bless me, even me, O my father. All right, which Esau was a nigger, because you sold your birthright, but thought you was going to get there before your brother to get the blessing. And he said, thy brother came with subtlety and have taken away thy blessing. And he said, is not he rightly named Jacob? For he hath supplanted me these 2 times. He took away my birthright, and behold, now he hath taken away my blessing. But when you sell your birthright, you sell your blessing too, because your birthright and your blessing are one and the same. All right. It says, and he said, hast thou not reserved a blessing for me? And Isaac answered and said to Esau, behold, I have made him thy Lord, which was in the Spirit already. I have made him thy Lord, and all his brethren have I given him for servants. The elder should serve the younger. And with corn and wine have I sustained him. And what shall I now do unto thee, my son? And Esau said to his father, hast thou not one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said to him, behold, thy blessing should be the fatness of earth and the dew from heaven above. Same just like Jacob got, right? And by thy sword thou shalt live and serve thy brother. All right? So the only way he was going to get this, and Esau had to be a violent land. How did he get the best of the earth? He stole it. Stole it how? By violence. So that was part of his blessing. He was going to live by the sword. And it should come to pass, when thou shalt have thy dominion, thou shalt break his yoke off thy neck, which that happened, I forget the time period that happened. It was sometime after King David. But like I said, he got the fatness of earth too, but it was temporal. All right, Jacob has the one for eternity, and we're coming into that, man. All right, because first things first, the son of perdition had to be revealed, and he is revealed. You so-called white people, you Edomites, starting with you Amalekites, you so-called, you already know, you big nose, small hats. But with that, hey, I pray this was edifying. I'm saying all praises, honor, and glory be unto Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushai, by Hashem, Karkadash. Double honors to the other apostles, the great millstones, salutations to the elect, wherever you may be. Abba, Abba.